War Patrols, created by William Schmaltz. Copyright 2025. All rights reserved. This episode of War Patrols is sponsored by Flag Up Mailbox, located in Ironwood, Michigan. USS Harder. Report of First War Patrol, Part 3. Sighted 3 ships in column, all smoking heavily, and escorted by a submarine chaser which patrolled back and forth across bows of the convoy. Started approach, gained position dead ahead of convoy, set up perfect for stern tube shots. Escort showing number 32 on the bow, flying large Jap battle flag. Second ship in column is largest. Plan to fire 4 stern tube shots at him, then swing to get 3 bow shots at third ship. Distance to track, 1,200 yards. As firing bearing approached, observed range to be greater, now about 2,000 yards. Corrected setup in torpedo data computer. 1600. Fired 4 stern tube shots at middle target at 8-second intervals. Swung for bow shots. Fired 3 bow shots at last ship in column, estimate range 2,500 yards. At 1 minute and 47 seconds and 1 minute and 48 seconds after firing first stern tube shot, 2 definite explosions were heard and timed, but no evidence of a hit was seen through periscope at this time. At 2 minutes after firing the first bow shot, 1 definite hit was observed on trailing target, which was covered with a splash of water. Almost simultaneous with the observed hit, 2 more explosions were heard by all in the conning tower. At this time, both targets were observed to be blowing their steam whistles, and both had turned directly toward the beach about 2 miles away. Shifted gaze to leading ship of convoy. It had held course and speed, and was opening range fast. The escort had turned and headed our way. Took another look at targets. First target was sinking stern first with afterdeck house already awash. Second target not visibly hurt, but still headed for the beach. Escort vessel now at range of 2,000 yards, angle on bow 0. Went deep, 300 to 350 feet, ran silent and rigged for depth charge attack. .20 came to periscope depth, surfaced and started battery charge. .0600. Sighted large patrol plane at 2 miles, went deep and made radical change of course. Echo ranging heard, depth charging commenced about 2 miles away. Spasmodic depth charging heard for next 2 hours at ranges from 1 to 3 miles. I believe we have worn out our welcome in this area. Resumed periscope patrol. Moved out to seaward while evading patrol boats. Commenced second attempt to close the beach. Sighted freighter with subchaser escort. Range 7 miles. Made unsuccessful attempt to close into firing range at high speed. Ship was hugging the coastline. Escort trailing on its seaward quarter. Target rounded Shiono-Misaki light and turned away to course north. Closest range 2 miles. Escort apparently guarded the freighter only until it cleared the point, then turned toward Harder, range 2,500, angle on bow 0. Went deep and rigged for silent running. Escort searched overhead for 1 hour but seemed uncertain of any contact. We certainly miss our ruptured sound head. The other is so noisy below 100 feet that it is more of a menace than a help. .1800. Periscope depth again. Seas running very high. Depth control difficult. Sighted Chidori-class torpedo boat searching area. Range 6,000 yards. Plan to use last 2 torpedoes on him if he zigged our way. Sighted another Chidori, range 4,000 yards. Both ships now pinging and searching area. Deemed it foolhardy to tangle with 2 Chidoris, with only 2 torpedoes. High seas, battery gravity low, and sub had already been submerged 15 hours. Tested CO2 content in boat. Found it to be 3%. Distributed absorbent throughout the boat. Beneficial effects evident within 10 minutes. (2200) Back to periscope depth. Nothing in sight, nothing on SJ radar. Surfaced. Considered present area too hot for comfort. Cleared to southeast charging batteries. June 28th. Conducted patrol at periscope depth south of Hamano Cove. Intend to close coastline when visibility improves. June 29th. 0400. Attempting to work in close to coast off Omnisaki. For 18 miles, most of the 100-fathom curve goes within 2 miles of the beach. If we can get in there unobserved, the inshore traffic can't get past us, no matter how closely it hugs the coastline. Sighted masts of a 3-ship convoy range 8 miles, continued northward hoping to get into position before the next convoy comes through. Sighted ship distance 7 miles. TDC setup showed target's speed was 0. He was evidently very close to the beach, broadside too. Study of target convinced us that he was the same ship we hit on the morning of June 23rd. He appeared to be beached and considerably down in the water. As we closed range, the mast, king post, stack, and superstructure became more and more clear, but deck was not showing. Our target of June 23rd had a very high free board that was clearly evident at 8,000 yards, so the deck must be underwater now. Sounded battle stations, made ready last 2 torpedoes, and decided to risk the shoal water in order to finish him off. Took soundings as we moved in. Range about 5 miles, making calculations for drift of the Japan stream. Took a look around to see what else might be in the vicinity, and here was the picture. One unescorted freighter moving down coast from Tokyo. The grounded ship dead ahead. Lastly, a 3-ship convoy of 1 cargo and 2 oil tankers on port bow moving our way, distance 7,000 yards. They were moving right into our lap. Here was choice of targets with plenty to spare. 2 torpedoes left, and 5 good targets practically begging for them. What a 3-ring circus. Decided that grounded target was not going anywhere for a long time, and no use risking the run into shallow water with such a setup where I was. Shifted attack to center ship of the convoy and started approach. Just as firing bearing approached, it was noted that the center cargo ship and the tanker on its left flank were practically in line. Fired 2 torpedoes. The first, a Torpex, was seen to hit the cargo between the foremast and the bow with terrific crash that completely demolished at least 40 or 50 feet of the bow. It took an immediate down angle. Target seemed to stop almost dead in his tracks. Exhaust bubbles from the second torpedo's track were plainly seen as second torpedo passed ahead of the AK and streaked directly for the tanker, now overlapping the first target. Swung sub hard left, clocked 2 definite explosions. 1 at 27 seconds, a run of 700 yards to nearest target, and 1 at 1 minute and 10 seconds, a run of 1,875 yards to the tanker. Pure, unadulterated luck on the second shot, but a sure hit. Since no surface escorts were around, I reasoned that an air escort must be present. It was. Last look at cargo showed it settling in water. Ordered deep submergence and rigged for depth charge attack. Headed for deep water and midway. As we passed 100 feet, aerial bomb exploded close to starboard quarter. Men in afterpart of the ship state that this was the closest one of the patrol. No damage. 2200. Surfaced, commenced battery charge. Number 1, main engine out of commission. June 30th. Sighted Hachijojima Island. Sighted patrol vessel or destroyer in haze on port beam. Turned away to present small silhouette and submerged. Spent next 2 hours plotting patrol vessel for course and speed. Found that he patrols the bottleneck between Hachijojima and the next small island to the north. Not very alert lookouts. Our subs coming through this area should watch for this fellow. Someone should get him. 2000. Sighted inter-island steamer and several fishing sampans. Hachijojima, now abeam to starboard, distance 12 miles. Surfaced on course 084, speed 15 knots. Sent serials 1 and 2 to ComSubPac. Resumed course for Midway. Converted number 3 and number 5 reserve fuel tanks into ballast tanks. Speed increased by half knot. Uneventful cruising, making 2 and 3 engine speeds into heavy seas. July 7th. Moored alongside USS Tynosa at Midway. Received 18,000 gallons of fuel. Departed Midway under air escort in company with USS Ho. Moored alongside Pier Number 5 submarine base, Pearl Harbor. End of First War Patrol.